Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how to become silent, stoic, and centered. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, how to become silent, stoic, and centered. Silence is a superpower, and never more so than post-narcissistic relationship. The relationship that you were a part of, you were being silenced the whole time. You couldn't be heard. You wouldn't be heard. And you were giving to a fault. You were doing everything you could to build that relationship and to nurture it and to head in the same direction with the other person that you thought was headed in the direction with you. They weren't. They never could be, and they never will be. Point being is that when you are silenced, that is not a good thing. When you're in a narcissistic relationship, the narcissist wants to repress you, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your health, everything. What they do want to take from you is they want to take your energy. They want to take your time. They want to take your money. They want to take your health. They want to take a lot of things from you, but they don't want to hear from you. That's why so frequently when you were in the relationship, you would try to communicate with the narcissist. Again, you didn't know they were a narcissist back then, but you would try to talk with them and you try to have adult conversations. Not what you're thinking about. I'm talking above the board, like, hey, can we just figure something out? Can we get on the same page and how we're going to raise the kids, or where we're going to plan a vacation, or what we should do with the extra money we just got? Should we pay down the mortgage? Should we invest in something, or should we blow it on Amazon or travel around the globe and just let all the money go to waste? These are things that the narcissist didn't want to hear from you. But then again, remember, when the narcissist had their dirty fangs sunken into you, they didn't care about you. They didn't want to hear anything from you. What they were trying to do was slowly extract your resources. And we now know what all of these were. I just mentioned a few of them. The narcissist, the relationship with the narcissist, it was lopsided. It was a relationship that benefited one person, and it wasn't you. It was the narcissist, and they knew this. The narcissist is a professional manipulator. They jump from person to person, relationship to relationship, business to business, town to town, city to city, country to country, looking for vulnerable people or people who don't know their value or their worth, and they are looking to take advantage of these people. Many times they're looking for financial resources exclusively. Many times they're looking for a home or a shelter. Many times they're looking for people to fall in love with them so they can look a certain way to the exterior world. But the narcissist is always on the prowl, searching for something. And when they find a target or they find somebody that they can extract from, that's when they really lock in on the person. And that's why most likely you entered the narcissistic relationship, not only because you were in a vulnerable position, but because you believed that that person was who they said they were. And nothing, and I mean nothing, could have been further from the truth. But your silence post-narcissistic relationship, this is imperative. Many times I work with people during one-on-one sessions and they'll ask a question, hey, I have all this information about my ex or the narcissist, whoever you're referring to, maybe it's mom, dad, aunt, uncle, sibling, friend, and I have all this information and I could blow up their world in a minute. What should I do? And I just look at them and I tell them, what do you think the path is there? Do you think it's going to benefit you to blow up another person's life? That's what the narcissist does. That's not what we do. What we do is we take the high road. We invest in ourselves, and our silence becomes a superpower because, yes, post-narcissistic relationship, many people in the community do have wisdom and they do have knowledge about the narcissist. They could call the narcissist out in a minute. That's not the path. The path is to become small, get off the radar of the narcissist. Heal yourself, heal the childhood wounds, heal the relationship process that you had to go through that. There was no other way. Take the lifelong learning lesson from the narcissistic relationship that you were a part of and apply that wisdom and all the knowledge that you've acquired, the terms, the glossary, the definitions on the narcissistic abusive cycle. Apply all this wisdom to your life in the present day. Remember, we need to take the experiences from the past and not predict the future and apply them to present day. That's why living in the present moment is the path. But your silence is important. It's imperative. You don't want to be calling out the narcissist. You don't want to be rocking the boat. You want to let them slither away, disappear in the darkness, unfortunately, onto another source of supply, because that's their nature. That's what they will do anyway. That's what they did when they met you. They were coming from a different source of supply, whether you know it or not. And then they glommed onto you and perhaps had you fall in love with them, and they extracted whatever they could for a period of time until your health took a hit or your finances, etc. And then they went on to somebody else. That's what they do. They leapfrog from relationship to relationship. But your silence is a superpower post-narcissistic relationship, because when you can slow your life down and you fill the void post-narcissistic relationship, remember there's a huge void that has to be filled. It has to be filled with you, not with jumping on dating apps and not with doing things that because other people are suggesting that you do things because a period of time has gone by. You do things in your time when you want to do them, but the void needs to be filled. And the void, usually, the healthiest way to fill it is by you journaling, by you perhaps seeing a therapist, by you exercising, meditating, healing childhood wounds, processing that relationship, learning about what narcissism is, and understanding it wasn't your fault. You were manipulated. You were taken advantage of. The narcissist knew who you were before you even knew yourself. And when you're in these narcissistic relationships, you lose your sense of self to the narcissist. You lose your identity to them. You become an extension of them. And this is a very pivotal part of the video, and I've shared this many other times in other videos. You had to lose yourself to find yourself. Please play that again, because that is so completely true. You had to lose yourself to find yourself. And why I say that to you is post-narcissistic relationship, when you've healed, or you're well on the healing path headed towards that pinnacle of indifference, that mountaintop of indifference, when you don't care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time any longer. You've processed the relationship, you've healed, you've had the sleepless nights, you've cried, you've had the carnal screams, you've been isolated, all the things that I talk about in the channel. When you've done that, then now you understand that you are a galvanized version of yourself, or you're entering the third version of you. You're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And this is a superpower. But your silence will continue. You need to utilize your silence. Now, I'm going to refer to Stoicism for a moment. Stoicism is a very, very strong characteristic if you have it and or if you can apply it. What that means in layman's terms, and I strongly suggest you watch videos on Stoicism, because this will change your life forever. It changed mine, and it can certainly change yours. But Stoicism, one part of it that I'll share with you right here, is very, very simple, but it's very hard for people to apply until they actually slow their life down and get the message. It is control what you can control. Play that again. Control what you can control. What that means is right now I'm out in the woods here in the Carolinas. I can't control the weather, but I can control the clothes that I wear, so I'm comfortable, and I wear proper attire that fits the weather, the climate. Now, if it's gonna rain in a few minutes, am I gonna know that ahead of time? No, I won't, but I prepare the best I can, and that's what I do. Same thing with the narcissistic relationship. Back then, you didn't have the wisdom. You didn't know what you know now. You were up against an insurmountable force that was trying to take you down, because the narcissist did know who you were. They identified rather quickly if you were a people pleaser, an empath, if you couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language, if you had boundaries, if you were giving to a fault, if you were in love, all these things. But Stoicism, going back to control what you can control, you can't control other people. You can't control what they think, what they say, what they do. Think about this with the flying monkeys for a minute. When you did get discarded, if you did, were the flying monkeys swarming all around you and perhaps adding fuel to the fire, or watching your life implode as they grab their popcorn? Probably yes to both of those things. Did you try to defend yourself or explain yourself to people? My guess is you probably didn't, because the smear campaign was well underway throughout the relationship. And when the relationship ended, you probably heard rumblings about what people were saying about you. Now, if you didn't explain yourself or defend yourself, what you did is the right thing, in my opinion, because that's what I did. You don't add fuel to the fire, and you control what you can control, and you let people think whatever they want to think. Whoever these flying monkeys are, or people that were watching your life implode, they don't know what actually happened in the narcissistic relationship. That's number one. Number two is they may be a toxic narcissist themselves. Number three is they may enjoy drama. Unfortunately, a lot of people like drama, and they like it with their alleged friends or people that they surround themselves with. And number four, whatever number I'm on, 5, these people, what they don't realize is eventually their life will go sideways just like yours did. I'm not saying they will enter a narcissistic relationship. I'm saying that things happen to each and every one of us. One year you could have the best year of your life. The next year you could hit rock bottom. That's the narcissistic relationship in a nutshell. The first year or period of time is the love bomb / euphoric stage, and then you think that that's going to last forever and going to continue on. It doesn't. And then what happens when the relationship ends? You get discarded, and what happens there? Well, that's about the lowest period of time that you have hit. That you hit rock bottom then, And when you hit rock bottom, what happens there is you had to put yourself back together. And putting yourself back together is not an easy task. It takes a lot of work. It takes courage. It takes commitment. It takes resilience. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes stoicism. So now why I'm focusing on that is when you practice stoicism, what you're doing is you're slowing your life down. You're doing the best you can. You're not judging people. You're doing things in your time. But above all, for this video, this one nugget of wisdom, you are controlling what you can control. You can't control what other people did or do or say or think. You can't control what people want to create. In other words, the drama around you. And you certainly could have controlled the narcissist back then. Keep in mind, you fell for the mask. You were manipulated. You were taken advantage of. You didn't even know that this was prevalent on the planet, meaning narcissism. It is. It's all over the globe. These people are all around you. They're your neighbors, your coworkers, your teachers. They are people in planes, trains, automobiles. They're people that you go to work with. They're your own family members. Now, is each and every one of these people an equal toxic person? Of course not. Narcissism is on a spectrum. So there are different variances, just like there are different variances of empathy. Having said all these things, when you slow your life down and you become silent because you want to, because there's no reason to explain or defend yourself or to keep on bringing up the past because you're healed or you have healed or you're healing, and you apply stoicism, which means just take the high road, do the right thing, know that you're not guaranteed to be here tomorrow, and that today you need to do the best you possibly can, not only for yourself, but for those loved and trusted ones around you. When you do apply both of these tools, that's when you get control over your life. And that's when you get all of the abundance opening up for you. That's when the doors of possibilities open up for you. That's when the growth happens. That's when you understand, wait a minute, I just lost about 99% of my network of friends. I lost about 95% of my money, maybe even more. I almost lost my health. I lost a lot of time, and I lost relationships left, right, and center. I lost things I loved, the hobbies I loved, the cities, the towns, the countries I used to live in. All of these things, they are losses. They're casualties of the narcissistic relationship. And keep in mind, you didn't know what you know now, but those casualties, they actually catapulted you forward. If you look at it glass half full, which is what I'm suggesting you do. Everything happens in life for a reason. There is no such thing as a coincidence. You had to go through that relationship, whether you know it or not, or whether you want to admit it or not. If you didn't encounter that narcissist, you would have encountered another one, I can assure you, because you had to get the lesson during this period called life. You had to get the message. That's why you are on the channel. That's why you're in the community. That's why you're paying it forward if you can. That's why you're becoming awakened and aware. That's why you're taking a class, you're teaching a class, you're reading a book, you're writing a book. That's why you're slowing your life down, and your silence is a superpower. And practicing stoicism, again, is another superpower. Many people want to become stoic. Now, I'm not talking 5,000 years ago, that kind of stoic walking around and with, a fig leaf or something. I'm talking present day stoic. But to do that, you really need to get the message of stoicism and apply the tools that you will learn. Now, I'm suggesting controlling what you can control as a very fundamental foundation of stoicism. Practice what I'm sharing with you. You can't control anything other than your actions or your thoughts or what you do or don't do. And that's something the narcissist was a master at. They would say A, B, and C, and they would do X, Y, and Z. In other words, their actions never matched their words. And you figure that out, especially post-narcissistic relationship. You're like, wait a minute, I can see things so clearly now, and I can identify that, wow, that person really did try to take me down for the count. And you know what? They said so many things, but they never did any of them, because now you can unwind that relationship. You can go down the rabbit hole of exploration and of education, because now you're further away from the relationship and you see things clearer. You're out of the narcissistic fog. You're now living in the present day. You're practicing your silence. You're becoming stoic, and you're now in control. This is the whole point of the video. It's to let you know that when you were in the relationship, it was topsy-turvy. It was bizarre world. What was left was right. What was right was left. What was up was down. It was going at light speed, and your resources were becoming depleted because you were being peppered with gaslighting, with the silent treatment, with stonewalling, with rage fits. You could not figure out what was going on because you weren't taught narcissism in school, and you most likely were caught up in the trauma bond. And that is the most challenging thing to break known humankind. Many people who have exited the trauma bond and many people have broken the cycle, they share with me, wow, it took me a long time to do that, and I can't believe I was actually in it. I can't believe I stayed so long. I can't believe I was a puppet, I was a pawn. I can't believe I did the things I did. I tolerated the behavior I tolerated, and I put up with all the toxicity. Well, the reason all those things took place was because the narcissist knew where they placed you, and they did it on purpose, and they tried to keep you off balance while they were extracting all of your resources. And again, they were extracting other people's resources while they were extracting yours. This is what they do. They have multiple sources of supply at the same time. That's what they're doing right now. Whether they're married or not, it doesn't matter. The narcissist needs multiple sources of supply, and what they also need is an unpaid helper, a walking apology, someone to be a sounding board, someone to take the verbal and the physical and mental, emotional and spiritual and financial abuse. That's what they need. And that was you for a period of time. It's not you any longer. Now you're understanding that your silence is a superpower. You don't have to explain the relationship, defend it. As a matter of fact, if you've healed, you want nothing to do, you don't even want to go back into those days anymore. Maybe you go back once in a while because you'll smell a perfume or a cologne, or you'll smell a pasta dish or some kind of food, or you'll hear a song and you're like, whoa, I remember that. And then you catch yourself, you reset yourself and you say, yep, that was then, this is now. The narcissist almost took me down for the count, but they didn't. They failed as they always do. A massive, epic failure is what the narcissist is in a nutshell. But they tried, and they did their best. A Hollywood actor could not have performed a better Academy Award-winning role than the narcissist did. But guess what? That was then, this is now. You almost took me out, but you didn't. Just stay away from me. That's what you should say. Just stay away from me, because you no longer want anything to do with these people. And when you understand that message and you've healed, or you're well on the healing path, reaching that pinnacle of indifference, that mountaintop of indifference, what you should be doing is going no contact, blocking the narcissist, removing them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, and understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. So practicing your silence, practicing Stoicism, and becoming in control and being committed, this is the path. The path is to do things in your time, when you're ready, not in another person's time. The path is not to be sitting waiting in a car to pick up the narcissist, waiting 45 minutes, burning up your life, waiting for them when they know that you're out in the car waiting for them. The path isn't to be told to go back to the store to buy the right peanut butter 3 times in 1 week. The path isn't to talk to somebody who turns out to be the narcissist and ask them, hey, or tell them that you got a promotion or raise, and they're like, well, just wait a minute, I need to boil an egg. Hang on a second, I'll get back to you. Like, really? It's to be treated with respect, with love, with dignity, with honor, with commitment. And it's to be with somebody who wants to be with you, not someone who looks at you as if you are a nuisance or a bother to be around, but the whole time they're trying to take the best from you. The narcissist always, before I close the video, they want to take the best from you, no matter what it is. They want to get the best from you, and they want to leave you with nothing. I'm talking nothing. That's what they want. So when you practice your silence, you understand that it is a superpower. You practice Stoicism. For this video, just a little nugget of wisdom on Stoicism. Control what you can control. And that means do the best you can each and every day, because no one's guaranteed to be here tomorrow. None of us. But also, during this 24-hour period, you can control a lot of things, and you should drown out the white noise and the toxicity of the narcissist, flying monkeys, negative news, all that kind of stuff. All those kind of things. That is, again, that's why I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV. I don't have cable TV, and I don't pay attention to anything other than myself in the present day and helping people heal and helping people get across that bridge to the pinnacle of indifference. Before I close the video, I just want to let you know, silence is golden. Silence is powerful. Post-narcissistic relationship healing is imperative. Stoicism is one of the best things you could ever practice in your life if you get the message, and you should begin with controlling what you can control. And it's a very simple sentence, but it's so powerful if you apply it, and that's what you should be doing. And the last thing I'll tell you is your whole life should be going at the speed that you want it to go at, not at the speed that another person wants it to go at. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. Have a great day. Remember this. Take this, play this and play it a few times. Control what you can control. I'm going to say it one more time. Control what you can control. I love you all. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, you guys.